Today's top 25 tech stories. Subscribe and hit the bell for daily tech updates. Snap Store will be down for maintenance this weekend. The Snap Store will be unavailable from 22:00 UTC on Sunday, July 5 to 02:00 UTC on Monday, July 6 for 4 hours of planned maintenance. During this time, users will not be able to install or update snaps. CVE 2026-43503. Analysis of the DirtyClone Linux LPE Dirty Frag family variant. A Linux local privilege escalation vulnerability, dubbed DirtyClone, has been discovered and patched. The flaw affects Linux kernels lacking certain fixes for the Dirty Frag family of vulnerabilities, including CVE 2026-43284, CVE 2026-43500, CVE 2026-46300, and CVE 2026-43503, and can be exploited to execute code in a default Ubuntu 22.04 configuration. AMDGPU driver regression causes severe performance drops on Linux. AMDGPU driver regression causes severe performance drops on Linux, impacting compute-heavy workloads by up to 43 times, with some operations taking nearly 7 minutes to complete. Updates and parameter adjustments can mitigate the issue, while users reliant on high-performance compute workloads are advised to delay kernel updates until a patched version is released. System 76 Lemur Pro refresh brings Intel Panther Lake processors and 2 screen sizes. System 76 has updated its Lemur Pro laptop with Intel Core Ultra Series 3 Panther Lake processors, offering a choice between traditional 14-inch and new 16-inch display sizes. The refreshed model features newer CPU architectures, improved battery life, and upgraded graphics performance from Intel Arc B390 GPUs. Tuxedo OS is ditching Ubuntu for a Debian base that never goes stable. Tuxedo Computers is abandoning Ubuntu as the base for its Linux distribution, Tuxedo OS, in favor of a Debian testing-based system. The move aims to provide more independence and reduce maintenance efforts, with the goal of achieving digital sovereignty for users on both Tuxedo hardware and third-party devices. Security updates for Tuesday. Linux security updates were released on Tuesday. A PHP server that can handle 10x as many concurrent requests as Nginx plus PHP FPM. Cubic Server, a pure PHP web server, has been developed to handle 10 times more concurrent requests than Nginx PHP FPM on the same hardware. This is achieved by forking workers after loading classes, reducing memory usage and increasing concurrent PHP requests from approximately 160 to 1,600. Raybot ARM B601RS is now open source. RS versus DM, which 6DoF robot ARM should you choose? Ceef Studio has made its Raybot ARM B601RS, a 6-axis robotic ARM, open source since April 2026, offering users greater flexibility and customization options. Beelink Mi Pro 2 Bay Hybrid NAS gets Wildcat Lake treatment, gains 10 GB E and Thunderbolt 4, loses a few M2 slots. Beelink's Mi Pro 2 Bay Hybrid NAS, updated to Wildcat Lake processor, now features a 10 GB E port and 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, replacing the previous 5 GB E port. It also loses one M2 PCIe Gen 4 socket due to the lower number of PCIe lanes in the new processor. Beelink Ichi 304 Review Part 3. Ubuntu 26.04 on a Wildcat Lake Mini PC. The Beelink Ichi Wildcat Lake Mini PC runs Ubuntu 26.04 with Linux 7.7.1 kernels, featuring an Intel Core i3-304 processor, 16 GB of memory, and a total disk capacity of 895.9 GB. Installation was successful, with no issues reported during the process. System 76 launches new Lemur Pro laptops with Intel Panther Lake CPUs. System 76 has launched new Lemur Pro laptops featuring Intel Panther Lake CPUs, including a 14-inch model with a 1920x1200 FHD display and a 16-inch model with a 2560x1600 QHD display. Both models offer up to 18 hours of battery life and can be configured with various CPU options, memory, and operating systems. Implementing AI-based secret detection and remediation in net repositories. Accidental exposure of secrets in source code repositories remains a significant security risk, with leaked secrets being a leading cause of cloud breaches and data exposure incidents. To address this issue, an AI-powered secret detection and remediation platform is being developed using ASP.NET Core, GitHub APIs, Azure OpenAI, and automated repository scanning techniques to identify suspicious patterns, classify risk levels, and recommend remediation strategies automatically. Herder, a terminal tool for managing multiple AI coding agents. Herder is a terminal tool designed specifically for managing multiple AI coding agents, providing a single interface to monitor their status and activity levels, eliminating the need to constantly switch between tabs. Playwright on GitHub Actions, the setup that actually runs fast. GitHub Actions can slow down pipeline runs due to unnecessary browser installations and default serial test execution, but these issues can be easily addressed with configuration changes, allowing for faster and more efficient testing. System76 Lemur Pro Linux Laptop Refresh brings Intel Panther Lake and two screen sizes, 14 or 16 inches. System76 has updated its Lemur Pro Linux laptop with Intel Panther Lake processors, offering up to a Core Ultra X7 chip. The refreshed model also introduces two screen sizes, 14 inches, 1920x1200, and 16 inches, 2560x1600, with varying features such as processor options, keyboard layouts, and dimensions. Framework 13 Pro Review. The Framework 13 Pro laptop excels in its performance, design, and upgradability, thanks to Intel's Panther Lake chip and Framework's commitment to repairability and compatibility with previous models. However, its high cost is largely due to the use of expensive LPCAMM M2 memory. This terminal file manager is so fast it made me abandon graphical ones completely. A Rust-based terminal app, Yazzie, has been developed to provide a fast and efficient way to browse files. It replaces traditional graphical file managers for power users, offering a text-based user interface that outperforms its graphical counterparts in terms of speed. Pandemic of incomplete error handling in the OpenSSL ecosystem. OpenSSL's ecosystem faces a widespread issue of incomplete error handling, with developers frequently calling clear error to clear error queues before performing TLS operations, potentially hiding real errors. The problem affects significant portions of the ecosystem, with unknown concrete impacts on individual applications. Top dedicated server hosting for 2026. Dedicated server hosting is a high-end option providing full control and optimized performance for websites requiring specific configurations or experiencing downtime, offering a physical server's resources exclusively to users at various rates from $50 to over $250. $379.99 BOSGAM E6 Eco Mini PC features Intel Core 304 Wildcat Lake CPU, 12 GB LPDDR5X, 512 GB NVMe SSD. BOSGAME E6 Eco Mini PC features a Intel Core i3-304 processor, 12 GB LPDDR5X memory, and a 512 GB NVMe SSD, priced at $379.99 or higher. It includes multiple video outputs, dual GBE networking, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, and 5 USB ports. The mask that compiles to nothing. How Hotspot's JIT learned to reason about bits. A compiler for the Java-based Hotspot runtime environment, known as C2, has developed a mechanism to optimize code by reasoning about the possible values of variables. This is achieved through a set of possible values, type, that represents the range of valid values, allowing the compiler to rewrite code when the constraint is tight enough. Critical NGINX vulnerability can crash workers and may allow remote code execution. F5 has released patches for a critical NGINX vulnerability, CVE 2026-42533, that can crash workers and potentially allow remote code execution. The flaw, triggered by crafted HTTP requests, affects versions prior to 134, 130.13, and NGINX plus 37031, requiring an upgrade for affected systems. Dell Tower Plus, EBT 2250, Desktop Review, Modern Performance in a Classic Tower PC. Dell's Tower Plus desktop offers modern performance in a classic tower design, with respectable price-to-performance ratio and wide configuration options. However, it falls short due to loud fans under heavy CPU load, lack of dust filtration, and proprietary motherboard that limits upgrade possibilities. Building AI-powered API contract validation systems in ASP.NET Core. Here is a concise and factual summary of the news article. Microsoft and its partners are developing AI-powered API contract validation systems in ASP.NET Core, leveraging OpenAPI and Azure OpenAI to proactively detect potential contract-breaking changes before they reach production. The system aims to improve API maintenance by analyzing specifications, source code, usage patterns, consumer dependencies, and deployment data. I rebuilt my home servers from scratch, and this is the OS setup I wish I'd started with. The author rebuilt their home server from scratch and now uses Proxmox as the default operating system, citing its versatility in allowing for self-hosting and data storage. Proxmox offers a hypervisor platform that can handle various tasks, including NAS and self-hosting, making it an ideal choice for home labs. Thanks for watching. Like and comment below. See you in the next update.